welcome back to Friends from Work. You guys are Plus subscribers, so you know the rest of the spiel. Today it is Robbie and Kyle. We're going to be hosting a unique episode. Robbie, you know, we are both working through our rewatch journeys, a full MCU rewatch before Avengers Doomsday, and I am currently at Miss Marvel. Where are you at?
Wow, I am also at Miss Marvel.
Okay, so you hit the brakes a while ago, and I have two now for a little bit.
Well, yeah, and part of it is Betty's getting at a point now where she like gets distracted by TV, and then I feel guilty watching as much around her as I used to. But I will say, I always kind of this is where I get bogged down. It's part of why I've enjoyed the kind of streamline watch order stuff for people that are trying to kind of get the momentum back. Because I think what's hard about this era, it's all these 2022 things, even the projects I loved, just really did not move the ball forward. So it just starts to feel like you kind of have this momentum coming out of Loki, coming out of No Way Home, where you're like, what is going on? And then it's just like, screech. Like,
I think that Loki, Quantumania, Loki 2, No Way Home stretch hits so well. I mean, oh my goodness, that I blazed through it. We laughed, we had chills. Love that. The tires screech like crazy during that. And I don't know the exact order, but the Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Wakanda Forever. And you're right, that is the era where they're all just isolated projects that are totally unrelated to anything we did with Loki, anything with Quantumania. We're going to tell you this quick side story about a kid in high school. And so it's like, I still think there are episodes of Miss Marvel that are really, really well done, but it is hard to just plow through them. Because it just feels, it feels peripheral, for lack of a better word. But that's actually a great spot to be, because today what I wanted to do, and this is going to be so loosey-goosey, I want you to share your 5 favorite moments during this rewatch, like since Endgame, as you've been going through. And this could be emotional, this could be chill-inducing, this could be sad, really moving. But what are just 5 moments that stand out to you where you're like, wow, that was cool, or that really connected with me since this time? And we're going to rule out all the Infinity Saga stuff because, it makes it a little more fun to focus on some of this current stuff. Okay, so for me, I have 3, 4, 5 of them that are right there. I'll kick us off with a couple that just narrowly missed the cut, okay? Because I know they're not going to be yours either. But the Mephisto conversation in Ironheart,
that's a good one.
Really worked for me. That's an honorable mention. Honorable mention, I don't think it's going to make my 5, but I'm obsessed with Jane passing away in eternity in Love and Thunder. Just that whole final 5 minutes, how it's handled by Christian Bale, Chris Hemsworth, and Natalie Portman. Fisk saying boo in that fight in the finale of season 2. That's not going to make my 5, but just so good. And I don't think this is going to make my 5, but man, the Fantastic Four first conversation with Galactus, when you hear his voice and you see his eyes turn on, and then the escape with the Silver Surfer and like the birth, like while they're trying to avoid her.
That scene is
pretty
cool.
Freaking close.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know, those are some that, like the Yelena and Red Guardian conversation probably doesn't make my top 5, but it moves me so much. Outside after the failure.
I know.
I'm so alone, Dad. That thing.
That's where it gets it gets tough. I think like there are some where like the Matt Murdock reveal in No Way Home was really
that was a moment.
Fun.
Yeah.
Like there are little things like that. There are several moments like that in Deadpool and Wolverine that are arguably, just kind of fan service. But like that's one for me. I weirdly really, like, for whatever reason, I just remember having a strong reaction to the first Sam Wilson as Cap reveal in Falcon Winter Soldier. And I know that's controversial because I
love that. I love that kind of pick.
I like the new suit from the, the blue suit way more and everything. But something about the first time he like comes through the window and like hits Batroc with the shield. I think it's Batroc.
Yep.
I remember being like, yeah, that's cool. And
wow, I love that's a deep cut.
Just every now and then.
That's the deep cut I'm looking for.
I'm trying to think what else I had noted.
As like a deep cut, the Fisk ballroom dance in episode 8 of season 1, as that's kind of coming to a head and Bullseye breaking out.
The Kingpin reveal in Hawkeye was another really fun moment.
Yes. Yep.
The first. Oh, maybe I don't know if it's the first reveal. Maybe the one where they're kind of fighting in sync. But the Mr. Knight Moon Knight transformation
at the end
was really fun. I do think for me, like the moment where they're kind of doing the handoffs to each other is like not a top 5 for me. But those are all kind of different moments where I was watching something and got real pumped or real into it.
So I guess I'm going to start us then officially with my 6. This is my 6th one. I have to include this even though it's not 5. I think Aunt May dying.
I know. I thought
May
about that
dying
too.
is 6. Number 6. It's not 5, but it's every time I get to that scene, I'm like, this was executed so perfectly from all of them. I mean, even Green Goblin plays a really unique role. I think I underestimate how much Green Goblin is a villain, quote unquote, in that movie.
Yeah, he really is the villain of the movie.
Right. And I think Dafoe does a really good job kind of recapturing the same kookiness that he had.
And unlocking things that because Mary Jane doesn't die and Aunt May doesn't die in the original Spider-Man, like the thing that makes the Green Goblin Spider-Man's nemesis is the fact that he kills Gwen Stacy. It's like this brutal thing that had never really happened in comics, and so you get that here in like a way that you couldn't have gotten it if they had done it in the first Raimi, because you have so much time with Aunt May beforehand, and it's such a gut punch the way that it happens. And the way that they work in the great power, responsibility moment, like that one gets me most times I watch it.
I've said it so many times. That's when the movie becomes special. The second the movie is special, it's an average movie to start. And then it gets special when Peter gets the Peter tingle in the apartment of something's not right.
Yeah.
It then becomes special because that fight with him in the hallway is awesome.
And the Giacchino score there too, where there's some like choral stuff going on. Yeah.
Yep. And the way he plays with the main theme, but now with the choral thing, and there's some minor tones to it with Aunt May dying. And when I have chills right now, when Happy pulls up and goes like, Peter,
oh man, run! I know.
And he's so sad too.
And like all these little beats,
it's like the music is drowning out the sound effects.
Yeah.
Like the gunshots and stuff are getting really quiet because the score is so big, and I love it. I love it so much. And then the J. Jonah Jameson, like the famous shot of him sitting in the rain, listening to him, tragedy.
Man.
Yeah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, thank you. This is what I wanted out of this episode. Thank you. I have chills. I have chills right now. So thank you.
I know. I get, and I like the rapid fire because I'm like,
We have 16 minutes left now.
Okay.
My number 5 is Loki solving time travel in season 2.
Ooh, that's good.
When he snaps his finger and says, "How do you know we haven't had this conversation already?" And he remains goes, "Okay, all right, okay."
Yeah.
Like, chalk one up for Loki. I was incorrect. Come over here. Let's have a conversation. Just a really unbelievable finale to that. I always remember the Loki season 1 finale, and it took a rewatch to remember, oh my goodness, the season 2 finale might even be, or it's up there with as good.
Yeah.
Because you go back to that scene, but then you still get this like crazy fulfilling character moments with people like Mobius, who now doesn't know what to do.
And it makes He Who Remains like even more interesting as a character, like the different layers that are unlocked with season 2, but it doesn't feel like a retcon. Like it feels like that was the intention.
Yeah.
But because I'm not sure.
It's not.
I'm not sure mine are strictly in order.
Okay. All right. Close. Get us close.
Some are, but so I'm just going to say, since we're talking about Loki, I was torn between that and just the general kind of ascension of Loki at the end, which is such an epic moment at the end of season 2, and the first episode of season 1. And I think I ultimately decided on season 1.
Oh.
Like the premiere, the very first episode. Because I have this distinct memory of watching that screener and thinking like this is what you do. Like when you're like, we've had Endgame, where do you go from here? And then it like opens all this stuff up, and it's such a cool new design and all these new ideas. And that's like the way the TVA is introduced.
Yeah, Miss Minutes.
The whole, like him watching back through his whole story with Mobius, that scene, and this like the amount of growth
MCU.
that you get from Loki in one episode. And I still think that's one of those like, oh man, and I think what I love so much about it is it promises something that when you fast forward to the end of the whole series, the finale that you're talking about, it's delivered on, you know? So like, I think those are like, for me, I was almost thinking about this list in terms of like, okay, like, all right, let's do it. Like, this is like, we're cooking. And this was one of those moments for me.
I love it. I love that moment too. It also takes me back to a fun time in our podcast as a quick side note. Yeah. Just a good era. Okay, my number 4 then going up is it's going to be the Moon Knight Asylum reveal.
Ooh, how did I forget that?
At the end of episode 4, obviously a fun ongoing joke with our podcast is that you had seen that and had to sit on it for months, and I didn't make it that far. My screener got shut off. But that was a moment for me where I thought, I can't believe we're doing this. Like that he's going to get shot, actually die. But then we go to this. I literally thought something had happened to my TV because it goes all black and then slowly comes out as a flashlight. And I'm watching this old Dr. Stephen, but they don't say his name right away. So you're like, what am I watching? But then that plunk, 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 as he's going crazy. And I'm like, what? Is this all in his head? It's like the one time where the all in his head thing really works for me kind of thing.
Yeah. That's a good pick.
I crave those moments. I'm always looking for them in film and TV. Like those, what the heck is happening? I never guessed this coming.
My number 4 is something that's very me. But the like putting on the cowl full yellow Wolverine suit reveal.
Okay.
In Deadpool Wolverine was like the most like contrived but necessary moment. You know, like it's in a way that like it can only be done in a Deadpool movie where you have to recognize that fans have just been wanting that for
it had to happen
20 years. And
that
25
Deadpool
years.
then makes a comment about it, like, "Oh my gosh!"
Like really, that whole sequence in that movie from then on, like, which is the first time you get the like a prayer, like, is really really fun. Like the way that they kind of balance the Deadpool comedy vibe while also making like there are some real chills, moments in there.
I'm so excited to get there. I've only seen it twice. That's it. Never seen it again. So I almost don't even remember. It's going to hit so good.
That's the point in the rewatch I'm really excited about too.
Right. That's the thing. If we can get through this era, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Wakanda Forever, etc., then I look at the rewatch, the back half just rips.
I mean, really, as soon as you hit, which we're very close. Like as soon as you hit, I think even Ironheart, because I know, like I'm
excited to see Ironheart. Guardians 3 I haven't seen again. Deadpool and Wolverine, I haven't seen. Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four.
I know.
I haven't watched a lot of those again. That's a great one. Okay, keeping this moving along, we have 10 minutes left. Number 3, I'm going to say the 3 Spider-Men. The conversation that they have,
fair.
Just the conversation they have. The fighting is cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But just the fact that we got a moment for them to talk to each other.
Yeah.
I'm kind of cheating by saying in the school lab, but also on the Statue of Liberty. That's stealing 2 different moments. But just like them like rehashing the differences in their characters, but it's so meta. Like we all know they're all different in this way, but having them realize it was funny and endearing. And this is coming from someone who at the time didn't know I needed that. Remember, I was like, I don't care about the old Spider-Man movies. I've totally changed my tune on that. In fact, we'll have some talk about that in a little bit. But just that moment of them, I've been to space. What are the Avengers? Oh, Peter 3, like all that stuff is just.
It's one of the reasons why I think that the extended edition that they put out of No Way Home, generally it bloats it and makes some things sloppy and the pacing gets off. But I am always drawn towards it when I rewatch it because of the extra time there. Like there's just a couple more minutes. And I feel like the chemistry between those three actors is pretty great.
Oh, it's so good.
It is like
they do feel like brothers almost.
I like sitting in that. That was one of my picks here. Okay. So that's the first one that I think we've crossed over with. My number 3 is speaking of Guardians 3, the hallway, the kind of final hallway fight.
Okay.
At the end of that one, which again was a pretty, I think is a standout moment in the whole trilogy. And so it's Guardians is I'm tempted to forget about Guardians 3 in the Multiverse saga.
Same.
Only because it's such its own thing. Like it feels like it's a James Gunn movie at that point, not a Marvel movie.
And he had already taken the DC job at that moment, right? So he was doing press for this while working for DC, which is interesting.
But it is like it's great, and it has some really big swing moments, and the kind of Gunn mixing the heart with humor thing. So I thought that was another memorable theater instance.
Yeah, that's great. We don't have to rehash my number 2. My number 2 moment is the first He Who Remains conversation. The dread I felt when they finally get to that door, Sylvie can't open it right away. And he's like, what are you waiting for? And she's like, no, I've had to process this my whole life. Then just that whole walk through the castle, that's what you described for the premiere being like, this is what television is. That's when it hit me like, oh, they can still make this on par quality-wise with a movie. Like I'm feeling all of the suspense I would feel with any movie. And it looked good in the castle. Like the budget is not spared at all. And then you do get a reveal.
Gold cracks in the floor and the walls.
Yep. And it's tied in because Miss Minutes is like, you can go back and you beat Thanos and I'll send you back. It's an option you can do. It's so meaningful to the rest of the MCU. And then a Jonathan Majors reveal. So that's like now all of a sudden we have this massive actor as well. And then that they decided to end the whole thing with just the conversation. That was probably the most I've been for 30 minutes in a row, like just jaw dropped. Like, what are we revealing here about the MCU in the future? It's so cool. That's it. 6 minutes.
Man,
that's a good freaking moment, man. When he gets stabbed and it goes out the window. Oh, and I didn't even say. Maybe the best moment is Loki running to Mobius going like, he's coming on. And he goes, who are you? And then it just zooms out and it's a new statue. It's Kang.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I know. And then again, it's delivered on so well.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2 is that?
Yeah, but I've taken one of yours, so it messes up your list.
No, well, that's why I had extras though. Okay. Man, and some of these do get really hard. I keep thinking like I had the Love and Thunder ending on my honorable mentions, and it's right up there. Like there are just so many moments in that movie that I really love. I just don't know if any of them, like any one moment, but the Jane Foster one, man, we talked about it already. That is probably like my number 6 as well. So I'll state that. I think my number 2.
And it's insane they made us care about Jane Foster. Like I just didn't care about that relationship at all.
I think it might be the Void climax in Thunderbolts.
Oh, I was thinking Loki, but we just talked about that. Yeah. I also have Bob levitating for the first time just because I remember grabbing your leg. I didn't know this character at all. And to see him get shot at and then just his legs come off the ground, I grabbed you like, oh my gosh. But yeah, the hug at the end, it's just never not going to do it for me.
And going through all the different rooms and like it just, there's so much that's being done there. They're really inverting a lot of what you expect from the big final battles. Like they make you think it's going to be a huge kind of citywide battle at first, and then it really isn't. It goes inward, and that's so fitting with what the movie's doing. But the choreography is so cool, and I really love the cinematography in that movie, and that whole portion with what the score is doing is just such a like.
Yeah, it's so
I think again, I love a lot of third acts of Marvel movies because I love Marvel movies, and that's where a lot of the kind of big moments happen. But I also take the point of people that often criticize some of the third acts as being predictable or being the point where things, if they go off the rails, could go off the rails. And this is just such an example of that not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I don't know. I'm so excited to get to that movie in the rewatch specifically.
My last one, my number one, it's really hard for me to put my finger on why it's my number one. Because I didn't have like a traumatic past. So why does this resonate with me so much? I have to do a whole psychoanalysis on this, but it's the what is grief.
Wow, that was going to be my number one.
There's something special happening there. And I don't know. On paper, like the walk through her trauma beforehand isn't like, it doesn't feel like it's setting it up perfectly for me or something. It's not like every scene is like life-changing, but when they get to that moment, I don't know if it's because it takes me back to Civil War era. Obviously the writing is so elevated that people, I remember both of us thinking like, this is so good. Is this like a proverb? Like, are they using this from something else? And I had to look up and be like, no, someone just wrote this for this. I've never heard it phrased like that, but I think the key detail for me is Vision laughing at the Malcolm in the Middle show.
Yeah.
The second time. I have chills right now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Gets me so wrecked because it's like, he is so empathizing with her. He's like, no, that's funny, right? Like, that's what I'm supposed to laugh at as he's learning. I don't know what it is. That moment, I get emotional thinking about it now. But it's weird. They're not real people.
Yeah.
And I think like, I would say like almost on par with that is her just saying goodbye to him once she accepts that and the town is caving in. I don't know what it is. We got 1 minute left. That for some reason that will always just live on this pedestal for me. That like 3 minutes or 5 minutes that we get in the Civil War era.
I think that is that's my number one as well, which works with our time constraints.
There's just something about it.
Because of the way things got shifted around, I'm looking, and none of these would be my number one, but I do want to, like, with our last minute shout out, like, one, man, I know it's like recency bias to some degree, but that Bullseye Diner scene was so good.
Love that.
Like, it's such a weird moment to be like this moment where this villain kills a ton of people, but it was just such a, like, it had so much style to it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And then this is kind of cheating, but in our watch order, it's not. The Mysterio, like, Peter Tingle moment in Far From Home is also up there for me.
The illusions are cool.
Like, just that whenever he's finally like, he can work through it and
and he stops the bullet is really sick.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to go. I'll wrap us. So you go. Thanks. Everyone say bye, Robbie. Bye, Robbie. Have a good phone call. Thanks, Robbie.
Bye.
So yeah, I think that we basically touched on all the ones that I would have touched on anyways. Those are great extra call outs. What about you guys? What are your 5 favorite moments from the post Endgame multiverse era in the Marvel universe? I want to do a whole nother episode on this with Robbie another day, because one thing that watching a lot of other projects from other universes and other things, and then watching some movies recently and then rewatching the MCU has taught me is that again, I'm going to die on this hill that the criticism was way, way overdone. Doing an exercise like this reminds me that there are moments in these movies that hit as good as anything pre-Endgame. And I think for the most part, it's been a huge net positive. So I want to do a whole episode on that. Even Robbie right there at the end bringing up that, the criticism of Marvel's third act. I'm even starting to push back on that in general. They've so not struggled with that, especially recently, that I feel like that's an outdated take. And also, I feel like it's an outdated take in that that's the issue with a lot of movies and shows. Like, the point is, it has to come to a climax. And so almost any show I watch ends with kind of a climactic thing. So to act like the movie, quote unquote, goes off the rails for Marvel, like more often than not, that is not true, but that's like a lasting narrative that they had. And I think the further I get away from it, the more I realize that's not the case, and they fixed it. One other thing that my rewatch taught me is that people, like, even I think, who was it recently? Was it Meryl Streep? Someone just generically criticized Marvel by saying, yeah, everybody wants their villains to be all bad and all good, and not everyone's all bad. And Marvel kind of set us on the wrong trajectory with that. It's something like that. Even that, I think, is totally not fair in the Multiverse saga. The villains, like, if anything, go watch Disclosure Day and you tell me if that villain's not one note. That villain's a one note villain. That's a Steven Spielberg movie. It's not a Marvel problem, is my point. Thanos, their most famous villain, is maybe one of the most complex villains they've ever had. So it's just a terrible example to use as the poster child for non-gray area, diverse, complex villains. Robbie just brought up Mysterio, Moon Knight's Arthur Harrow. There's like Mephisto showing up. Like, it is not all one note. And so Marvel really in the multiverse era, He Who Remains has gotten the villain really right. So yeah, I push back on that too. I just think there are some outdated narratives that this exercise proves to be true, and we'll have to do a whole nother episode on it because I'm not going to do it by myself. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting this podcast, and we'll see you next time here on Friends from Work.